the skin, an overview of the skin. It is an amazing structure, and it's got multiple functions, and it is the largest organ in the body. It covers us entirely, and it varies considerably from the top of our heads to the soles of our feet. Conceptually, we think of it in very simple terms as being epidermis and dermis, overlying perhaps hypodermis. The structure is complex. It varies in different parts of the body, different types of skin. The functions are multiple: barrier functions, mechanical functions, thermoregulation, psychosocial, sexual, immunological, sensation, metabolic. First of all, let's think about the protective barrier function. This is mediated through the epidermis, and in particular through the stratum corneum. The stratum corneum is this area here, which is just dead cells. We are alive because we're covered in dead cells. The mechanical functions of the skin, this is predominantly provided by the dermis. Dermis is made up of collagen, mostly type 1 and some type 3. This is a basket weave of fibers. These are fibrillar collagens, which have a very complex interlacing structure. In amongst them there are the elastic fibers, which allow the skin to stretch and recoil. And between these fibers we've got extrafibrillar matrix, a ground substance, which is predominantly glycosaminoglycans, proteoglycans and glycoproteins. Sensation, absolutely. Multiple types of sensory receptors: cutaneous mechanoreceptors, thermoreceptors, nociceptors, pain. It's interesting when we think about the thermoreceptors, which can detect hot and cold, and we think about the thermoregulatory functions of the skin. In fact, thermoregulation is a function of the sensory receptors detecting the ambient temperature and effecting some behavioral modification. But we like to think about sweating, vasoconstriction, vasodilatation. Metabolic functions, vitamin D synthesis, immunological. The skin is the most antigenic organ in the body. The main cells involved in the immunological aspects, functions of the skin, are the Langerhans cells in the epidermis, the dermal dendritic cells, and the basal keratinocytes. There's a lot of crosstalk between the epidermis and the dermis when it comes to immunology. And then, of course, the psychosocial sexual functions of the skin cannot be underestimated. The psychology of patients who have diseased skin or scarring on their skin, the social effects of scarring, the social effects of skin color, and the very apparent sexual element of skin in terms of attraction, in terms of sexual intimacy, and how people relate. So there are some MCQs for you to look at, which have all been covered in this short video, and let's see how you get on.